Hello and welcome back to my small little library. If you can hear the dog eating, I'm really sorry. Let's talk about July's TBR. Let's be honest, like you will see next week my wrap-up will come out, but June didn't go as planned. I made a really big mistake choosing all books. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the month. I barely finished any of the books on my TBR, so we're gonna try a new way of doing the TBR, and that way is I chose as much different books as I could, so that hopefully I will not get into a funk of the books being too similar, which was a really big problem with me in the last month. So yeah, let's talk about all of the books that I have chosen that I will hopefully get through. And yeah, let's start with the first one. Also, I chose 8 because I feel like I've slowed a little bit down with my reading. I don't really know why, but to make it a little bit easier on myself, I chose 8. That seems a little bit more manageable, if I'm honest. So, book number 1 is a Clive Cussler book because I have so many of these and I still have only read one, I think. This one is called Fire Eyes. It's the third part in the Numa series, so it's the second one I will have read. I think I read the second one, the one with the Titanic. It was fine. I didn't quite understand why the main character of the series was so little in the book, but you know, I kind of like the paperbacks. You know, they have these information in the beginning and stuff, and yeah. But this one isn't as pretty as some of the other ones. Kind of defeats my point of showing you. But yeah, it's Numa is pretty much like this. Well, technically, I think they are an organization who brings shipwrecks back to the surfers to investigate and stuff. So we'll see what this is actually about. I think Fire Ice isn't really that descriptive, you know. Then we have one book workbooks because I do still need to make progress with those. But this is one of the newer ones that I've gotten, and it's called The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis. Sorry. I know nothing about this. Oh, it's not even that new. It's a fairy loot, which I haven't gotten the fairy loot for quite some time now. So this book is actually older than I thought. Yeah, you'll see the problem, you know. But it is incredibly pretty. I have no idea what it's about. I do hope that the person on the front is our main character. She looks pretty cool. So yeah, no idea what it's about. Probably has too much romance in it for me, but you know, we can hope that it won't disappoint and that I will get through it better than the other ones. Then the next one, I do need to make some progress with Brandon Sanderson, so I decided to read Warbreaker next. I think this was a standalone, but at least it isn't in any of the other series, I think, so far. So yeah, I've decided to read this one because I do need to continue with Words of Radiance, but that kind of pressures me a lot, so I took the one that doesn't pressure me as much. Yeah, I have no idea what this is about as well, which is nice, you know. But yeah, I think yeah, this has something to do with colors and magic. I mean, magic is kind of obvious, but yeah, the magic comes, I think, through colors. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I'm definitely up for a new good Brandon Sanderson, if I'm honest. And then yeah, I do. This is the first series that I bought when I got back into reading, and I still have only read the first book. So yeah, I do need to read Catching Fire. I should have read this series like years ago. I still haven't, you know. So yeah, the plan is to finally read The Hunger Games Part 2, so I know what all of the people are talking about. I have also never watched the movies. I'm also not interested in watching the movies. I like the first one. It's not that I didn't like it, I'm just not interested in watching them. So hopefully the books are, I mean, they are probably good, you know, people love them, but hopefully I will like the book just as much. Then, to get a little bit away from the fantasy and post-apocalyptic things, I have Takedown by Stephen Leather. This is a British special force soldier going rogue, and then our main character is supposed to put a team together to stop him before things get too bad. And yeah, I do like me good thriller, so yeah, hopefully it's good. I heard a lot of good things about this when I looked it up and I bought it at like secondhand in like an eBay box, so it should be good. Then we have a horror book because I do need to read a horror book again, and that is called Since You've Been Gone by Carleen Thompson. This is about a teenage clairvoyant who helped the police solve cases, you know, a thing that would never happen in real life. And then there comes one case she couldn't solve, the kidnapping of her own brother, like kidnapping and murder, I think. And yeah, now things have come up again and she needs to kind of grapple with herself and try to help. I have to say, a lot of these older horror books, I got like a whole box of them. I have not been good with them. Like most of them were really, really bad. So I don't have high hopes for this one, but nonetheless, I do want to know what it's about. So we'll see. Then I have another fantasy, but this one is like an older fantasy, and it's called Winds of Fate by Mercedes Lackey. This is the first one in the Mage Wind series. I do own quite a few books of her. I've never read one of her, so yeah, hopefully it's good. I also don't know what this is about. Surprise, surprise. You know, at some point, once I get through all of these random books I bought over the last 3 years, I will get to the books where I know what they're about. But yeah, I do know that there's a series before this one that plays in the same like setting realm, but I don't think you technically have to read it before. We'll just ignore that. And yeah, hopefully it's good. I do love the cover, I have to say. These like older covers are, I love them so much. And then we are already at the last book, so this will be a really, really, really quick video, which is kind of good, you know. And that is Snow Crash by Nia Stevenson. I did start it a few weeks ago whilst at a doctor's appointment. You know, sitting around in the hospital wasn't the most fun, so I thought, why not take a book? And yeah, this is about a hacker in like, it's a sci-fi world. It's also a little bit post-apocalyptic, and there's a lot of drugs. And then there's one drug that just lets people disappear, like in a bad sense disappearing, like poof, going up in smoke and not being there anymore. And our main character is a sword-wielding like hacker. He has his samurai swords, which is kind of cool. And yeah, he goes after that for some reason. I don't really know. I started a little bit. It's really interesting in the beginning. He starts as like a delivery driver, which like a system where if he doesn't deliver the pizza on time, they can like kill him, which what the fuck? But it was really interesting. And yeah, it sounds super interesting. I mean, hacking short fights and, you know, a drug that makes people disappear, it sounds really interesting. So yeah, also it's like a really beloved book. I found it through reading the Kaiju Preservation Society because that's by, I forgot the name, by John Scalzi, and he mentions Snow Crash in the back, and that is why I bought the book. So yeah, that is one of my newer purchases, but I finally want to get around to read it. So yeah, hopefully I will get around to read it this month. So yeah, those 8 books I will hopefully manage to read in July. We'll see, but I will try. I mean, I can't do more, but yeah, last month has just broken me, I have to say. I'm at a really low point right now when it comes to reading. Like, I make myself read because I do want to continue with the reading, but the last month really wasn't the greatest idea when it came to my TBR. So hopefully this one will be better. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've read any of these books, please leave me down below what you thought about them and if they are a good choice and what I can expect kind of a little bit. And yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!